Have you ever wondered why falling in love makes you feel euphoric? Why that first spark of attraction feels almost addictive? Or why obsession can be all-consuming? It turns out, sex, love, attraction, and even obsession are not just feelings. They are powerful neurochemical processes in your brain. We think of these things as rooted in our hearts, but it's all happening between your ears. So buckle up, because in this series, we're going deep into the cosmos of your cranium. Stick around till the end, because I'm also going to share a surprising bonus tip that could change the way you understand relationships forever. You lock eyes across a crowded room, your heart skips a beat, and bam, you're smitten. But let me tell you, this isn't some random act of Cupid. It's way more fascinating than that. Attraction isn't random. It's driven by a powerful cocktail of evolutionary biology, psychology, and good old-fashioned chemistry. Our ancient ancestors needed a partner who could survive a harsh environment, reproduce, and ensure the continuation of the species. Our brains are still hardwired for that. Your brain, in a split second, is scanning for cues of genetic fitness, health, and compatibility before you even realize it. Think of your brain as a high-tech radar, instantly picking up the best signals in a crowd. It's a subconscious assessment based on things like facial symmetry, body language, and even scent. We're talking pheromones, people. Those invisible chemical signals are a powerful force in the animal kingdom, and we humans are definitely not immune. Although we might not consciously smell it, your body subconsciously picks up pheromones that indicate immune system strength. The major histocompatibility complex, a gene family related to immune system strength, influences scent preference, making us more attracted to those with different MHC genes to increase offspring immunity. We're drawn to features that suggest good health and strong genes. Remember, from an evolutionary standpoint, attractiveness was a sign of a potential mate's ability to survive and thrive. The brain is wired to find symmetrical features more attractive because they indicate good genetics. Studies show people with proportional faces are consistently rated as more attractive. But it's not just about looks. Our brains are also wired to seek out partners with compatible personalities and values. A deeper voice or confident posture can trigger attraction by signaling reproductive fitness. Deeper voices in men and softer voices in women are linked to higher reproductive potential. Confident body language, good posture, and open gestures also trigger attraction. And let's not forget about the chemistry. When you're attracted to someone, your brain releases a cocktail of feel-good chemicals like dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin. These neurotransmitters create those exhilarating and sometimes obsessive feelings of new love. It's evolution, baby. That rush of excitement when you see someone attractive is fueled by dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. This explains why new love feels exhilarating and almost addictive. Norepinephrine creates the butterflies in your stomach and quickens your heart rate. And studies show that people in the early stages of love have lower serotonin levels, similar to those with obsessive-compulsive disorder, explaining why you can't stop thinking about someone you're attracted to. Have you ever felt instantly drawn to someone and wondered if it was pure chemistry? So you've been hit by the attraction lightning bolt. Congratulations. But now what? How does that initial spark transform into the complex, messy, and often deeply rewarding experience we call love? Well, first of all, let's get one thing straight. Love isn't just one thing. It's not a single emotion. It's not a static state of being. Love is a journey. It's a dynamic process that evolves over time, shifting and changing as we do. Think of it like a rocket launch. First, you've got that initial blast off. That fiery intensity of attraction fueled by hormones like testosterone and estrogen. Imagine the initial spark that sets off a fireworks display, intense and electrifying. This is lust, pure and simple. It's primal, it's powerful, and it's designed to get you interested in mating. Then, as the rocket ascends, you enter the next stage, romantic love. This is where dopamine and norepinephrine really kick into high gear, flooding your brain with feelings of euphoria, excitement, and obsessive focus on your beloved. But just like a rocket can't stay in perpetual launch mode, romantic love eventually transitions into a more sustainable form. Attachment. This is where the long game begins. The kind of love that's built on trust, intimacy, and deep emotional connection. And the key player in this stage is a little hormone called oxytocin, often referred to as the bonding hormone. Oxytocin is released through physical touch, cuddling, kissing, and especially sex, promoting feelings of calmness, security, and connection, strengthening the bond between partners. Studies show that couples with high oxytocin levels are more likely to have stable, lasting relationships. What do you think it feels like when your brain shifts from that heady rush of attraction to a deep, secure bond? Alright, let's talk about sex, baby. Now I know what you're thinking. Doctor, why are we talking about this on a medical science channel? But here's the thing. Sex isn't just some taboo topic. It's a fundamental aspect of human biology, behavior, and yes, even our evolution. Now we could spend hours dissecting the complexities of human sexuality. But today, we're focusing on the brain-bending science behind it all. Because let me tell you, what happens between the sheets is a lot more than just a physical act. It's a full-blown neurological storm, a symphony of hormones and neurotransmitters firing off in perfect harmony. When we engage in sexual activity, our brains release a potent cocktail of pleasure chemicals, including dopamine, oxytocin, endorphins, and prolactin. Each one of these chemical messengers plays a unique role in shaping our sexual experience. Dopamine is responsible for that initial surge of pleasure and reward. Sex triggers an immense release of dopamine, making the act incredibly pleasurable. Then you've got oxytocin, the cuddle hormone, released during orgasm, promoting feelings of closeness, bonding, and emotional connection with our partner. And let's not forget about endorphins. These natural painkillers are released during sex, reducing stress, boosting mood, and leaving us feeling relaxed and euphoric. And finally, we have prolactin, which contributes to feelings of satisfaction and relaxation after orgasm. So the next time you're feeling frisky, remember, it's not just your body getting in on the action. It's your brain, orchestrating a complex symphony of hormones and neurotransmitters. Imagine your brain as a symphony orchestra, with each hormone playing its part in creating the masterpiece of sexual pleasure. Have you ever experienced a moment when sex felt like the most natural, unifying moment of your life? Why sex affects men and women differently? Men release more dopamine post-orgasm, often feeling sleepy and relaxed. Women's oxytocin levels stay high longer, making them more likely to seek cuddling and emotional connection after sex. We've talked about the thrills of attraction, the joys of love, and the intimate dance of sex. But what happens when these powerful forces turn dark? What happens when love crosses the line into obsession? Ever felt completely consumed by someone, unable to think about anything else? We've all felt the sting of romantic rejection, that gut-wrenching pain, that overwhelming sense of loss and despair. But here's the thing. Heartbreak isn't just an emotion, it's a physical sensation. When we experience rejection, our brains react as if we've been physically injured. The same areas of the brain that light up when we experience physical pain are activated during emotional pain. This explains why heartbreak really hurts so much. And this is where obsession can take root. When we become fixated on someone, unable to shake the thought of them, it's often because our brains are stuck in a feedback loop of craving and reward seeking. Just as in OCD, lower serotonin levels can trap you in an endless loop of thoughts about a person. This causes intrusive thoughts about the person. Remember dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward? When we're obsessed with someone, our brains become flooded with dopamine whenever we think about them, see them, or even just catch a whiff of their cologne. This creates a powerful cycle of reinforcement. We crave that dopamine rush, so we seek out more and more contact with the object of our obsession, even if it's detrimental to our well-being. The brain's reward system treats love like a drug, and when separated, withdrawal-like symptoms kick in. Our brains, in essence, become addicted to the chemical cocktail of romantic obsession. Think of love as a roller coaster, exhilarating at the peak, but the drop can leave you feeling devastated and disoriented. What would you do if you were so obsessed with someone that it felt like you were in constant withdrawal? It might sound strange, but on a chemical level, falling in love is a lot like getting hooked on a drug. No, I'm not saying you should flush your Valentine's Day bouquet down the toilet. But understanding the neurochemical similarities between love and addiction shed light on why romantic passion can be so all-consuming and why heartbreak can be downright devastating. Let's talk about dopamine again, shall we? This neurotransmitter is often referred to as the feel-good chemical, and for a good reason. It's released in response to pleasurable experiences like eating delicious food, achieving a goal, or, you guessed it, falling in love. When we encounter someone we're attracted to, our brains get a surge of dopamine, creating those euphoric feelings of excitement joy, and exhilaration. And here's the kicker. The same dopamine pathways that are activated during drug use are also activated when we fall in love. This is why people say love is like a drug. So in a sense, romantic love hijacks the brain's reward system, making us crave the object of our affection just as an addict craves their next fix. And just like with drug addiction, the loss or absence of the loved one triggers withdrawal symptoms. This can manifest as feelings of sadness, anxiety, insomnia, loss of appetite, and difficulty concentrating. Our brains, accustomed to that regular dopamine hit, go haywire when the source of pleasure is removed. But it's not just dopamine that's driving this addictive quality of love. Remember oxytocin, the bonding hormone we discussed earlier? Well, oxytocin also plays a role in reinforcing the bond with our romantic partners. When we're physically close to our loved ones, oxytocin is released, strengthening feelings of attachment and connection. This can create a powerful feedback loop. We experience pleasure and connection when we're with our partner, which reinforces our desire to be with them, leading to more oxytocin release, and so on. The limerence effect? Some people get trapped in an obsessive state, where every interaction sends their brain into a frenzy, similar to an addictive cycle. After a breakup, a sharp drop in dopamine and oxytocin can lead to depression, anxiety, and desperate longing for the lost connection. Could it be that our hearts are wired for pleasure, but our brains pay the price with pain when love ends? So, how can you maintain a healthy relationship? Maintaining a healthy relationship involves both emotional and physiological factors. Keeping dopamine levels exciting by trying new activities together helps sustain attraction and engagement. Strengthening oxytocin bonds through physical touch, cuddling, kisses, and deep conversations fosters trust and emotional closeness. Avoiding emotional roller coasters is crucial, as toxic relationships can create addictive patterns that make it difficult to walk away. Balancing physical and emotional intimacy ensures that relationships are built on more than just passion, allowing for deeper trust and long-term commitment. Remember, both physical and emotional intimacy are essential. While sex fuels desire, emotional support nurtures trust and long-term happiness. Think of a relationship as a garden. Regular care, new experiences, and nurturing communication help it flourish, while neglect leads to decay. How do you keep the spark alive in your relationships? So, there you have it. A cosmic journey through the universe inside your own head. We've explored the intricate mechanisms behind attraction, love, sex, and even obsession. And what have we learned? That these powerful forces that shape our lives aren't just some abstract concepts. They're rooted in the very fabric of our brains. Love, sex, attraction, and obsession are not random events. They're intricately woven into our biology. Our hormones and neurotransmitters create the highs and lows of our romantic experiences, shaping our behavior in profound ways. Understanding the science behind these powerful emotions can help us navigate relationships more consciously, balance our emotional highs and lows, and perhaps even harness these forces for better mental and physical well-being. So, ask yourself, are you ready to understand the real science of your emotions? If you found this breakdown fascinating, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into the mysteries of the human brain and behavior. Share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Let's start a conversation about the chemistry of love. See you next time. Keep watching MedGrow and take care of yourself.